today in supporting the Cannabis, Bermuda Cannabis organization on behalf of cancer patients, some who are in very, very dire straits, and are looking forward to the government addressing this issue as many other places in the United States and other countries in the world to bring this to fruition, that the hemp oil is a great tool for people with all diseases. Thank you.
No, he's ignored the issue.
What we need is licenses and access for these patients immediately. 2 Bermudian cancer patients, rather advanced, were sent overseas for cannabis oil treatment and responded very nicely to it. They're cut off. We need to help them. They're dying now without it.
And how do you feel about the people suffering from quadriplegia that need to be understand?
Alan, and
It's been a proven fact.
how many more people need to die?
Absolutely.
Anybody else want to say anything else before I appreciate anyone who has a voice and wants to speak out? I'm certainly always try to be available. I always will involve in constructive dialogue on any issue. And on this issue in particular, I think we've had some feedback back and forth. I'm disappointed in some of the social media content that I've seen because I think it hasn't been factual. I think there's been a bit of prevarication going on in there. I've been accused of being many things in my life, but one thing is I don't play with the facts. I deal straight up with issues, and I'm approachable at all times. I certainly have a great deal of compassion for anybody who is unwell or ill. Our health is not promised to anybody. And as the Minister of National Security and the Premier, I will do everything I can to help people in a broken way. I think, Mr. Gordon, what you and your colleagues must understand is that we take governing very seriously. There's going to be changes in laws and regulations. It has to be done with the proper dialogue and consultation going forward. And I want to make sure, as a minister responsible for national security in this regard, where this act falls under, and the laws fall under, that there's not going to be unintended consequences to the decisions we make. I've been very clear in my comments publicly about what I've said up to this point. I'll continue to be clear. We are moving forward with medicinal marijuana. You'll hear more about it in the near future, and we're moving forward with the general debate on it. That is my commitment to you. I will not be rushed into any timeline on things, because I've said all along, bull in a hurry doesn't make a carrot. We have to do things in the right way. I'm asking for a note. There's been one application in my time as a minister. There have been no other applications that have been submitted with the information that needs to be submitted.
Doctors with its money to always reject medical cannabis. That is why the doctors have not come forward. 76% of doctors around the world will recommend it. Virtually 0 doctors here will. That's a problem we need to iron out.
No radiation, no chemotherapy. Yes, I use cannabis oils. I also use traditional complementary medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, and so on. In March of this year, I went to see one of the oncologists at the King Edward, and I attempted to elicit an understanding of this process from an oncologist who I was seeing at King Edward. They were entirely, this person who's now no longer here, so you probably figure out who that is, was not prepared to assist me in any way, shape, or form.
Any application that's made to the ministry, I, as a minister, will forward it to the Ministry of Health for their advice on that application, then I make the decision. Now, in connection to...
Well, of course, presumably that's the same thing with opiate medications, or
yes.
People can get permits to use opiate medications, so this is not
no, we go into the Misuse of Drugs Act 1972, you can see there, it's clearly laid out. I have to follow the law.
Sure.
So in spite of some people that said over time, I have to follow the law going forward. It was alleged on social media that I've changed regulations. I haven't done that. I'm following the law. Now, Mr. Gordon, you said in 10 years, public safety has brought in somebody to brainwash local doctors. I take strong exception to that, for the fact is I can't speak for anything past 18 months ago, But the fact of the matter is, when you make reference to doctors who are professionals, trained professionals, to make a loose allegation that they've been brainwashed, they can think for themselves. I think they can think for themselves.
Why do our doctors here have such a strange cannabis compared to doctors in the rest of the world?
Something you'll have to talk to our doctors.
That expert was brought in here under your watch of public safety.
Of course.
She's an employee of DW Pharmacy.
So you have, this ministry has paid for them to be trained to reject medical cannabis with no equal but opposite training like the credit courses that doctors take in the United States about how to apply medical cannabis.
You know, you make a
That
strong...
won't survive judicial review, and you know that. And a patient shouldn't have to wait for a court battle. My friends are dying right now.
If you want to move forward, yes, go ahead and do
The patient shouldn't
It's
have
your
to
option.
suffer that burden and delay. They're dying right now. 2 have already died. 3 have already died waiting.
My aunt? What do you say about
one at a time. One at a time. Mr. Gordon, I wanted to answer your comment there. As far as anyone dying, we all grieve when fellow Bermudians pass away or when visitors pass away. That is callous to use those deaths and blame it on anybody for actions they have or not taken. That's not right. And I'm not going to allow you to get away with it. Because I'm sure my compassion is just as deep as anyone around here. So don't try that all with me.
Then we've got to save these
now,
patients' lives.
Mr. Johnson.
My question.
The permanent secretary said that the program was closed. The health,
Permanent
the
Secretary
chief
said
medical
there is
officer.
what he said was there is no mechanism for medical marijuana in Bermuda. That's the major telemet. I was told that, and another patient
We
who
have the
has
correspondence.
two
It's been
medical
provided to the
marijuana
media.
cards in 2 different states.
Have you made
was
an
told that.
application?
Of course.
Have you made an appropriate application?
Yeah. Well, obviously you're saying that my physician
That
has
is
to make
not
it on my
correct.
behalf.
Have you made a proper application?
You said that my physician has to make it on my behalf.
It's impossible. The doctors have been
Mr. Gordon, I asked you a question.
improperly
Have you
trained.
made an appropriate application?
Mr. Dunkley, I've attempted to
That
make
answered
an
my
approach.
question.
I've attempted
A number
to
of
make
patients
an
have.
application. So I would like to know specifically what paperwork do I need specifically.
Read a nice Johnson. Here's my email address. You can give me a contact. And I want everyone here to know, especially the media. I take this job seriously, as do all my colleagues. We want the best of what Bermudians expect. We will work with you and for you.
Mr. Duncan, can I ask you, what do you feel about, like, in Denver, Colorado?
I'd have to look more closely at what's happened in Denver. I'm not aware of all the intimate facts of that, so I wouldn't want to comment until I know.
I was under the premise that you and the former premier and a few other colleagues of yours had been out to Colorado or Denver.
No, I haven't been to Colorado.
They were out there. I was on the news.
That's not true. I haven't been to Colorado.
No, it was the other premier before you, Pioneer.
No, he was in Colorado for the RIMS conference.
Okay.
The business trip with the RIMS conference, yes. Yes, Mr. Johnson.
The doctors here have an aberrant attitude that is deeply and sharply at odds with doctors in the rest of the world.